today the everyday carry tactile belt from Core Essentials. I've had the opportunity to review a couple of their products, some of their wallets, their sunglasses, and their dress belt, their leather dress belt, and everything that I've tried from them. I've been really, really impressed with the quality, and this is no exception. This is the first everyday carry belt that I've had. I'll share kind of a beginner's experience, I guess I'd tell you, how this is different from just a regular belt that you would wear, not a leather dress belt, but just a regular belt, and show you how this works with my gun and holster and that sort of thing. So I was a little bit too excited, I guess, to do a true unboxing, but I want to show you what's in the package anyway. So the belt is here. Here's the quadruple stitched tactile everyday carry belt, 1.5 inch, and it's quite stiff, as you can tell, which of course is kind of the point. I really like the look of it though. It came wrapped in this plastic and just kind of rolled up in this box here, so it was protected, and then the belt buckle came with this bubble wrap on it so that it wouldn't scratch anything or get any scratches or anything on it. I really, really like the look of this belt buckle. I was between a couple of them because several of them were really sleek, but I'm really happy with that. So the other things it comes with, this Allen wrench and a couple of screws here that are going to be, I think, just replacements in case those get lost. And then I got one of the hangers as well. I have one for some of my other belts, and it's super convenient. It just ratchets right onto the bottom of that once you've got your belt on there. And then the belt is going to kind of take on a rounded shape because it's wrapped around your waist. But in my experience, it'll be kind of bent when I take it off, but then I hang it up overnight and it's almost straight again. So these are really cool. And then this part, oh, there it is. I was gonna say, I know there's a spot to put the hex tool, just slides right in there. And then this part here is actually for this little piece, which I don't remember what they call this, but because it's so stiff, you kind of put that over the end of the belt so that it doesn't stick out from your pants. I also got one of these little protectors for the belt so that when you put your holster on there, it's not scratching or causing damage to the fibers of the belt. And then there's this little card, which you scan that QR code, and it has really helpful video showing how to measure, how to cut, and just some other information on here. So one of the big things, it's got measurements on the back of the belt. Now, this is really important. You want to measure, and then, okay, this says add 4 inches. Oh, and then if you're carrying IWB, add 6 inches. You can see on the inside here the measurements. The other thing to keep in mind is which direction they're going. One of my belts I cut the wrong way. For example, if I was at 32, I was thinking, oh, I need to go to 33, but I had it upside down, so I actually cut it at 31, so it fits a little bit tight. So I wear a 32 waist, so I'm going to cut this at 30. We'll cut it at 38 first. Like the old adage says, measure twice, cut once. You can always cut it shorter, but you can't cut it longer, obviously. Okay, so these are some shears that my wife had from being a nurse at the hospital. Okay, so there's 38 right there. Be super careful to get a super straight cut across here. One other thing I should say is I'm cutting this. If it's cut, you can still return it in the 30 days, but like their video says, there will be a re-shelving fee, or I don't remember what they call it. So make sure you like the look of it before you cut it. Cool. So we can see after we cut it just how stiff and how durable that inside core is there. So now we're going to grab the belt buckle. Okay, so we're going to put this little hex right in here and loosen this up. So those teeth there are what's going to clamp onto the belt, and then the screws, as I understand it, is just kind of a second precaution. So push that in until you feel a hard stop there, and then keep pressure on the belt because it can slip out. these teeth, as you push down, have the potential to push it back out backwards. So hold some pressure there as you push down on that, and then we're going to put those screws back in. And again, from their video it says you want this to be tight, but you don't want to over tighten it. So I'm going to stop right there. And then you want to hang on to this little hex tool because these are interchangeable. So if you buy another buckle and you want to kind of switch them back and forth, or you buy another belt and you want to try and switch them back and forth, you can do that. So just even feeding this through my belt loops, I can feel that's, and granted it's the first time it's been put on, but it is a stiff belt, so just something to be aware of. And again, I'm about a 32. I cut this 6 inches extra, and that definitely gives us a sufficient amount of belt there. So it's going to start clipping here. The inside track has 10 inches of it, so we should be good. And then it just kind of comes down to personal preference, how much belt you like sticking out, because I'm still kind of loose, and probably go there. So I might cut that another inch or two shorter, but then if I'm carrying, obviously that's going to add a little bit more. So I think 6 inches is a good place to do that. Okay, so I've got the belt on now. Now I've got this little, I don't remember what they call it, but that's to hold the edge down. You can tell without it, if I slide it over, that it really sticks out pretty good because it's such a stiff belt. And then I also have the sleeve on this side. Now this is a holster from Amberide with a Glock 48. And what I noticed, I'm not going to put it inside my pants, I'm just going to put it inside my belt, was that with the sleeve on there, it's actually a little bit too wide for the holster clip. And so obviously that's not their fault, that's just this particular holster. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I like the idea of this to protect the belt from getting rubbed and that sort of thing, but I'll show you putting it just inside of that since the sleeve was a little bit too thick. So if I go just inside the normal belt, then yes, it clips right into place. And again, because this is such a stiff belt, it holds that really well. You can adjust that. So if you need a little bit more room once you've got that in there, you can make that adjustment or a little bit tighter. I love that track on the inside there, and it just releases with the little tab on the bottom. So with that in there, it holds really steady. It's not moving and jumping around like a flimsy belt. And so I like that a lot about this belt, and that's what it's designed for, obviously. I like the look, the feel of it as well. Now, the belt that I had before, just for my kind of everyday wear, not a dress belt, was kind of the same look, but it was a very, very thin, flimsy belt. I'll show you in a second. So this feels very different, and in some ways, it's a little bit more stiff. It's maybe a little bit less comfortable, but again, that one wouldn't have worked at all for this sort of thing. So you got to get the belt for what its purpose is. Overall, though, I really, really like the quality of this belt, the look of it, the feel of it. The buckle, I'm a big fan of. It's really, really nice material, has a really nice feel to it. And again, just if you haven't worn an everyday carry belt before, it's going to be quite stiff. But again, that's the purpose. That's what it's supposed to be like. All right, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please leave a like or comment below. If you have any questions, I do read those. I'll do my best to get back to you there. I'll share my experience, what it's been with these, and thanks for watching.